Awesome. I love it. I love it. All right. So there, I mean, as I said, there's so many different, the thing is that there's these 5 paths for you to go down. All right. And depending on which one that you go down, the funding is completely different for all of them. So everybody's like, how do you fund a deal? Well, what are you going to be buying? That's the question. So you reverse engineer. My personal opinion is what you should be doing is saying, look, I know I can come up with 20%. I know I can come up with $100,000. And I have a partner that can come up with $100,000. So together we have $200,000. Well, guess what? When you know how much money you can come up with, that gives you a base point, right? That gives you like a starting point for where you should be looking in this market. Okay. So if you can come up with, $500,000 down, right? Well, then you could be in like a lot of primary markets. If you can only come up with $50,000 down, well, you know that you're going to be out in the tertiary markets, wherever you live. And so kind of reverse engineer how much money you can come up with. Because the truth of the matter is in commercial real estate, most of the time you need money, especially your first deal, right? So now I own millions of dollars worth of storage facilities. I haven't used my own money at all. I always use everybody else's money. I'm 100% privately funded. So I have not funded any of my deals. So totally doable for you not to have any money and still buy a storage facility. But what you have to do is you have to find other people that have money and use their money. Okay. And so that's kind of how it works. Now, when you do that, a lot of times if I'm borrowing private money, I'm paying a higher interest rate when I borrow the private money. Now, what I could do is partner. I could partner and say, look, it's a 50-50 split. You bring me the money, I'll be the boots on the ground as well too. Okay, and you could do it like that as well too, and then you don't have to pay that high interest rate, which is also a good deal as well. Okay. All right. Now let's get into the hidden markets and let's start looking at the hidden markets. This is the step-by-step process that I teach all my students all the time on how to find property. Okay. And you do not, I'm going to tell you right now, like I would say 95% of the time, you do not want to be going on to Crexi, LoopNet, MLS to find storage facilities, just like you don't want to be going there to look for anything else right now. Why? Because the prices are ridiculous. It's a seller's market on the MLS, in Crexi, on LoopNet. It's considered a seller's market. So for us as the buyers, this is not the smartest way to find storage facilities. Okay. The smartest way to find storage facilities is to go to the owner directly. Go to the owner directly. Okay. Now, so you have to find storage facility owners that want to sell. Okay. Well, guess what? How many storage facilities are there in the United States? Did I tell you all this already? Do we have any guesses? How many storage facilities are there in the United States? Any guesses? 9. That's like, I wish there were, that's 9. That's not enough. 9 is not enough storage facilities. Okay. 58,000, 70,000. I have no idea. Okay, good. We got like the truth in 1 million. That's a lot of storage facilities. 500K, 49,000, 1 million. Okay. All right. So there are around 50,000 storage facilities. Okay. So if you think about it, that means that there's 1,000 storage facilities in every single state. Right? Just, kind of like average, right? 20% of those are owned by REITs. Okay, 20% of those are owned by REITs. So that lead, you don't want to be contacting a REIT. What's a REIT? A REIT would be like, hedge funds. So like CubeSmart and Public Storage and U-Haul and all these huge big companies, right? These big ones that are being built and stuff. Those are all essentially hedge funds. All right. So you just take those out out of the 1,000, that means that you have about 700 to 800 storage facilities that are considered mom and pop shops per state. That's it. 700 to 800. Right? My acquisitions person, I told him his job is to find every single one of those 700 and talk to every single one of the owners. Okay. So that's his job. And that's exactly what your job is, right? That's exactly what your job is, to find all those mom and pop shops and to talk to the owners, right? Okay. So what you can do, I'm going to give you some starting points. All right, just to get you started. Your homework until the next month, when you come back to my class, is to start looking for hidden storage facilities. Okay, and I want to know if you find any. Okay, I'm gonna post it into the private Facebook group for the REI USA group. All right, and let me know, and I can help you and guide you along the way. So the hidden market, number one, is you have to go to Google Maps. Okay. Now, on Google Maps, all right, so essentially, has anybody ever tried to put a business on Google Maps before? Does anybody here have like an actual business they put on Google Maps? All right, as a storage facility owner, we have a checklist for our students. Like you bought a storage facility, now what? And one of the things on our list, our checklist for our students is like, put your storage facility on Google Maps. It's like literally one of the first things that you have to do. Okay. Now, nobody, like Alexis, there's like 1-2 people. There's only a couple people that have actually put a business on Google Maps. Guess what? It ain't easy. Okay. You have to get into Google business listings. You have to create an account. You have to put all the information about the company in. And then what they do is they mail you a postcard. On that postcard, you have like a code. You bring that code back and you put it into your account. Once they verify that code, then you get to actually post your business out to the world. And they're like super picky about all this stuff, okay? Guess what? All of these storage facility owners, I'm going to guess 80% of the storage facility owners, there is no mailbox at that storage facility. No mailbox. Okay. So that means that they can't mail a postcard to their storage facility to get it onto Google Maps. And especially, and I'm talking about especially in the tertiary markets, when you get more into like primary, like, everybody has a mailbox, secondary, a little bit less, right? But tertiary especially too. And when you mail that postcard, then you're supposed to take that code and then put it into the thing, and then it gets like put on into the world, right? So because everybody, when you're looking for something, you're essentially, when I search for something like a place, I'm just going on to Google Maps now. I just search storage facilities near me, right? That's what people are doing. That's what you do now, right? So you have to get that facility on Google Maps. All right, but guess what? All these people that are owning all these storage facilities in the secondary and the tertiary markets, and they're 60, 70, 80 years old, they ain't going onto Google listings and listing their storage facility. Guess why? The storage facility that we just got under contract, the owner of that storage facility, he doesn't even own a computer. Okay? The $1.6 million storage facility that my student is buying right now, owner does not even own a computer. He does not even own a computer. Okay. That facility was a hidden market facility. All right. So you need to find those storage facilities that are not on Google Maps. Okay. Does that make sense? Say yes, I got it. I'm on it. I'm gonna be looking tonight. Okay. Hell yeah, I'm going to go out and buy me a storage. I'm going to look for some storage facilities right now. Okay. Now, Google Maps is going to be, when you go onto Google Maps, okay, and you look for storage facilities, there's like different levels on Google Maps too, right? Because guess what? You guys have never paid attention to this, a lot of y'all, right? But there's different levels of the Google Maps listing. So then, like, let's just say they happen to get it on Google Maps. Somehow they got it on Google Maps, right? Which just happens a lot. Like, you'll see a storage facility on Google Maps, and it's like the completely wrong address, okay? Or you'll see it on Google Maps, and it's there, but there's no other information, right? Or it's there and like the phone number is correct, but there's no website, or all the mixes and matches of all of that of what I'm saying is that sometimes they get onto Google Maps, but the information is not there and correct. And those are also leads, because that means that they don't have an office manager. If they have an office manager, then somebody can be taking care of that. And guess what? When you call them to talk to them, guess who's going to answer the phone? The office manager. And you'll be like, hi, my name is Stacy, and I want to buy your storage facility. Do you think your owner would sell it? Can I talk to him? And guess what they're going to say? No. They're going to say no. Why? Why are they going to say no? My owner doesn't, the owner does not want to sell. Very rarely do you ever talk to an owner, like a manager of a facility. It does happen, but very rarely do you talk to a manager of this facility and they say, oh yeah, you know what? I really do think he wants to sell. Let me just give you his phone number. Let me patch you through over here so you can talk to him. Okay. Rarely ever does that happen. So you don't want to talk to any facilities that, have office managers. Or what I do is we'll just like send them a letter or something like this. Like we'll keep sending them letters and stuff. But most of the time, if it's an office manager, then like they're just like, they don't want to help you at all because they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their job. Okay. So when you're going on to Google Maps, start paying attention to those descriptions, because that's going to be the first step. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to map out all the storage facilities that are wrong on Google Maps, the descriptions are wrong, phone number, no website. You're going to map those out, and then you're going to get out, you're going to map it out, and you're going to drive for storage. Hashtag drive for storage. Okay. And you're going to post out that you're driving for storage facilities, and then tag me in it and let me know that you're driving for storage. Okay. And you'll be driving around, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to go to all those facilities that you find on Google Maps that are kind of sort of leads. And then guess what? For every one of those facilities that you found on Google Maps, they're going to be a storage facility that's right across the street that is not on Google Maps. Right? So driving for storage is one of the best ways to find the hidden market. All right. And that is what your homework is for the next month, is to get out, to look for to go onto Google Maps, look for storage facilities, and just get out there and start driving. Okay. And see what is out there. I'm telling you, we do this on a quarterly basis. We take an entire weekend and we drive the entire weekend. We drove just that my acquisitions person does it now. So he went out driving just like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He drove like 16 hours, like in like a weekend. He found like 20 or 25 facilities, not on the maps. And we have one under contract right now from that. Okay. And also right before Thanksgiving, we drove around Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We found like 30 to 40 facilities, and we got 3 under contract. One of them I put under contract right that weekend. The owner was like, I need to sell this now. Yes. And I was like, this is my price. I'll sell it. He said, I'll take it. Okay. And so that is driving, that's finding the hidden storage facilities and contacting those facilities. And that's how you find the best deals. Now that's just one itty bitty micro step and a whole long line of steps of what you got to do. All right. But at least it makes you aware of what the process is to find the best deals. And this is a great way, if you want to be a wholesaler, This is a great way to find the best deals. Actually, this is the way you have to find deals because this is it, right? Okay. Any questions on that? That is your homework for this month. Can y'all get out there for me and start driving for storage and then come back next month and then we'll meet? And if you find any storage facilities that like go out and just have like no expectations. Just go out there and look and start. And when you're driving around, like you ain't like jamming out. You ain't be like, yo, 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 what's up? It's like you have to be quiet. You have to be focused because I'm telling you, these storage facilities are literally hidden. All right. I've picked up abandoned storage facilities this way. I've picked up, every type of storage facilities you can find. I've picked it up, but you have to be focused. Okay. And guess what? You can go out and you can buy a list of storage facilities, but I can guarantee you that you sit there and mail out letters to a storage facility, they're not going to contact you. It's like very difficult because these storage facility owners, in these secondary and tertiary markets, guess what? They're just like you and me. All right. And they're 60, 70, 80 years old. I just closed on one. He was like 84 years old. He could barely even walk. He just, all we did, this is the one that I closed right on. We were driving for storage and I put it under contract that day. He just wanted me to come to his house and sit and talk to him. That's what he wanted. And he's like, I get calls all the time, people that want to buy my storage facility. He's like, I get letters all the time. He said, but nobody ever wanted to come over to my house and just have a cup of coffee with me. And I'm going to tell y'all, that's how it is in the storage investing world to get the best deals. Because guess what? I bought that one and I'm going to double that in the next 2 years. And I'm going to make like 300 grand on that thing in like the next year or two. All right. Okay, so anyways, any questions on that? I don't know what else to say. What are y'all thinking? Y'all can do it? Y'all excited? Y'all can do this? Driving for storage? All right. So please, please, please check out REI USA. This is an REI USA storage, REI USA webinar. And I am just one of a plethora of amazing teachers. If you want to learn any type of real estate transaction, think of REI USA as like a community college for real estate investors. You're just like, I know I want to get into real estate investing. I have no idea what to do, how to do it. Why don't you just go and put yourself in front of all these amazing investors, learn about all the transactions. And then after a month or two, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I kind of really want to do land. Or I do want to do storage. Or I do want to do, tax liens or whatever, So that is what REI USA is. So please check us out, completely free to try us out, and then join us. And then next month, come to mine and y'all tell me what you found. Okay. And if there's no replay to this unless you are an REI USA member. All REI USA members get access to all the replays. But if you're not a member, you don't get access to the replay. Okay. All right, so I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys at the next training. All right, take care.